Hey guys, welcome to my API series. So I'm going to be using this repo called the Damn Vulnerable REST Orange API game. So I'm going to be testing two vulnerability today, the BOLA and then the broken authentication. And I'm going to be using this repo, as I said prior, as an ethical hackers approach. So I'm going to be following this step. So I've already cloned my account, so now it's only we're left with seeding to the path. So let's just do that quickly. Paste and then sudo start fsh, then enter our credential. Okay, there we go. And then let's just open, since already it's running, let's just open the API service will be exposed on this URL. So let's open it on a new link, and there we go. So when we get here, we see that we get to the platform called the Damn Vulnerable REST Orange, and then gives us this, and then we see different API endpoints, and it does give us drop down options. Okay, those are things to tell us if we want a successful code, how does it go. We have different methods where we have our get, our put, our delete. So we can test out a lot. We have the menu, the order, the auth, where we create profile, token, register, reset password, reset password, new password, and so on. And we have the admin stats disk, and then we have the user, where we user input, update user roles. Yeah, then we can see different schema. Okay, what does this do? Same thing here, what it accepts, and so on. So I'm just going through this platform so that I can see what to expect. And then I see here at the top we have where we need to enter credential. Let's just test out with the test credential, and then we can just say test to see what happens. And we get an error. We do get an error because it says unauthorized. Okay, let's just try with admin to just see. First thing, we're just going to test out with different credentials to just see what happens to the platform. If we do that, then we can just say password 123, because majority of people does use that. Still we get an error, as you can see. And then there we can see it is also giving us, like, it is in the user update user row, user update row put, therefore like this is the endpoint. So since we're seeing that now, and then we have here different the server, we're still on that server, so it's fine. So now we tested out different endpoints. Let me just open a new tab, and then now I'm gonna set up different accounts. So I'm going to be registering in an attacker and victim, so that we can just see what happens, like what can we exploit. So let's create an attacker's and then post. I had prior done this, so you're gonna see that it does allow me to do that. Sorry, local host. Oh, forgot the port. Register. I had prior done it, so I don't know, let's just this account already exists, so I'm not gonna create the same account. Okay, I'm not gonna create the same account. The role, I can just keep it like that, and then here I can just say bees, and then B, and then when I had prior done it, I've noticed that you cannot have the same info password. I'm just going to keep it at password is password, and then our user, I'm going to name it victim. So we have the first, let's just take notes. So we have victim. Actually, let me just copy and paste here this JSON. Let me just copy and paste it on our notes. So as we go, we're going to be taking notes, so that JSON, so that we will not struggle along the way. When I say Ctrl V, doesn't want to work, so enter, and then there. we see that we have the information. And then let's do the attacker, just up an error, and then here I can just, the row I can just leave it as null. I can just put it as null there. AT for attack, last name is AT, first name is AT. I'm gonna keep it both as that, and then I can just remove 0. I can say 7, and then the password I can put it as 01, and our username we can just say attacker, then enter. There we go. So let's just come and do another one. Attacker JSON, just copy here so that we know the users that we have created. Okay, we have created the attacker, and then we have created the victim. The victim is the target, and then the attacker, it is us, which is me. So now I'm gonna go and log in to check for broken authentication. So we're gonna be learning about that, the importance of it. So let's just do that. I'm gonna say curl-x. We are using a post request, HTTP, on our local host at the port of 1891. And now let's first get the token, and then I'm gonna say header. As we have seen here, here's the endpoint. Let me just, before I do that, let me just come quickly here. Order, look for token here. Get the token. We have done here. How did I know how to do it? Well, here's the thing. When you come here at the endpoint, it kind of gives you information to say what schema does it accept, and this is the schema. I just followed it because then here it tells you if you follow this schema, you're going to have a successful response, and if you do something else, you're going to have that validation error. Therefore, I just followed this for the registration of our different accounts. Then now I want to get the token. So here we can see like what kind of content type it accepts. So we just need to be aware of that. It accepts like H, and then use it as content type, and then we see that here it gives us that it accepts this. I want to highlight it, but it doesn't allow me to. It doesn't allow me to highlight. Can I just scroll down? It also accepts JSON application in JSON, so I can just use that. And then here, as you can see, content accept header. Yes, it gives you like different information to say if you follow this, you're gonna get some successful information. So let's just do that. So I'm gonna say our content type, I'm gonna keep it as at application /JSON, or another thing you can say application ww. Is it encoded? ww form URL encoded. You can use this. Sorry. You can use that. And then now -d single quote, and then our username. This one we're gonna start on username equals, because I want to get the token. I'm gonna use the first. So this is the importance of having this. I'm gonna use let's start from the victim. Victim end, that end sign, and then our password. What was our password? Our password was password equals pass with capital P, and then we enter. Did I say something? Oh, I forgot. Yes, I forgot that. And then enter. Let me just close it here. There we go. Let me just check if everything is okay. I think it is. Something is definitely wrong. Oh, I forgot to put let me just clear. I forgot to put our URL in inverted not inverted commas. Is it inverted comma W? Yeah, this stuff I forgot them in English. I know them. Oh, I still say something is missing. What is it? It is curl x post www localhost token use, and then HTTP application. Okay, let me just change it to how, but it should work. www form URL in coded, and then I closed it, and then I had my dash d. Oh, I see. I think that's where the error is. Let's just see. Okay, it's missing. Detail missing. Input. Oh yeah. Okay, now it's working. The thing is that I still don't know. Like, I just didn't put this, like, writing it in separate lines. Here I had done it like in a single line, so I don't know what was the error. So I just went to write it down and then put it like this in my notepad, and then just copy and paste. So here we get the access token, this is the token. So now every time as we go, we just want to keep this information. Victim JWT, and then I'm just gonna copy it, the whole of it, like as just like this. I'm just gonna copy and then paste it. And then same thing, I'm just gonna change now information to say attacker. What was that? Attacker's password, username, phone number. Oh man, I forgot the password. Yes, this one doesn't give us a password. Oh man, I forgot. Here, we're just gonna do upper error. This was the victim. Did we first? No, we created the victim, and then okay, here. Do you see why I love to just copy it? It's like this, because I had forgotten like entirely. So I'm just gonna copy all of it. Copy. This one gives us like I copied. I see that I pasted the output, which is good, but at the same time I don't want that. So now I can just. No need for me to change the password. I can write it again as one, and then I can just change the name here, the username, to attacker. Okay, what did we do wrong now? Attacker, yes, and then pass. Oh, we forgot the D. Oh, also I learned that this is like, this output is very important. No, this output here is very important. So let's just say if they were to tell me that, oh, your password is wrong, as an attacker, I'll then know that, okay, I'm using a good username, so I'll brute force to get like the password. I think that's where you use password spraying attack, password with a D. So that output is very important to not let you know it says incorrect username or password. Therefore now you're uncertain to say which one then is wrong, but because of we had copied and pasted, we have it here, we know that the password was wrong but the username was correct. So yeah, attacker GW, and then copy. There we have it. Now we have our different JWs, JWT. I'm just saying JWT. JWT stand for JSON Web Token. So I'm gonna copy. So what I do, I normally just come here on jwt.io, and yeah, we have saved our tokens. Now we have, oh, another thing that we forgot to do. Just to remember, we were busy authorizing here. So let's just authorize. Let's just try to log in. Attacker password 01. So I'm not going to change here. I just want to see what happens. The client ID, I just want to see what happens. Okay, we see that we get available authorization. It talks about scopes are used to grant an application different levels of access to data on behalf of the end user. Each API may declare one or more scope. API require following. Scope select which one you want to grant to Swagger UI. I think it's user interface. And then we see that auth to password barrier, then auth to, and then we have password, and then we get this part of token, but it's not giving us much. And then I think this part that is hidden, I'm curious about it. We did enter the client ID, we just said pass, but here I don't know if it's the same. So yeah, this part is not giving us much. Or an intentional vulnerable API designed for learning and training purposes for ethical hacker, security and engineer. We just see that this part has changed, but I don't know. Let's just go check something to just see if we have registered users, what happens to the endpoint. Here required, okay, just giving us information. There was like here parts that were different here. I'm just curious to know like, okay, this just tells us those are the schemas, so nothing really happens. Okay, but we're not going to stop just there, right? We're going to continue. So now I'm going to be testing authentication, broken authent, if it return user data, and so we're going to be testing. Let's test out the broken auth. So let's come back. As I told you, this is like one of the parts that I love the most. This is like just an example for whomever is starting out. If you don't understand this part, the orange part is called the header, which is this part from there, and then this part of that is like bluish purple. This part we call it the payload, which is here. Please do read out my Medium article that I'm going to be dropping, that I give much detail about everything. And then this part we call it the signature, which is this part here, as you can see. So it's very important for you to know, even those dots, they're very important, they're essential. Do not leave them out on your JSON Web Token. So we have the JSON Web Token is formed in 3 parts. We as it is the header, the payload, and then the signature. So it's really essential for you to understand this part. So as I said, now we're going to be testing out. Let me just clear my screen, and now we're going to test out our authentication to check out broken authentication, which is on the OAuth API. Security is top 2 if I'm correct. Reason why we want to check this is to check if it return user data. If it does, then we know that it is a broken authentication. If it says something about unauthorized, then we know that the platform is secure. So the first thing that we're going to do to test out the tokens, we already did write them down. Let me just double check. Yes, we do. So now I'm going to say curl, and then no, I don't want to use this. And then I'm going to say my HTTP. Oh, here, I had already done it. Let me just say this. And then because of the token is going to be different, this is not the token. This is like an old token that I used for something when I was doing it before. So let me just delete the token. This is where you're going to enter. You're going to have it like this. And then after the barrier, you're going to enter your token. So let's start with the victim. So it starts here. The token starts here up to here. Ooh, up to the Y. So I'm just gonna copy it and paste it. Don't put in the commas. Okay, let's enter. Oh, there we're getting the victim information, which we know because we have the token of that individual, the target. And we know here also, we know that this input, if you log in with your user information and your password, you do get the same thing. So now what I'm gonna do is just come here and do the same, paste. Then we see the same thing here where it used the header, the JWT header. We know that it used the algorithm of HS256, and then the type is JWT. Okay, and then on the payload, the decoded payload, we know that the sub is called the victim, and then we get this expire with this credential. So let's just do it again for victim to just see what output do we get. Then after that we can just play around. Okay, let's just copy up to here, copy, and then come here and then delete. And then enter. Now we get the attacker's information there, Okay, now I'm not gonna enter because it's still gonna be the same. Even if I paste the JSON token, the JSON Web Token here, it's still gonna be the same. So what I want to do is, we are here on the decoder now. I want to say JWT encoder. I'm gonna click on the encoder, then come here, on the same info, I'm just going to come here on the sub. Maybe let's just change. I'm going to change here from this part, the end, the 3 last digits. I think you say it like that. Then let's just put on the file. Do you see that now the payload does change? So let's just copy and paste and see if does it give us something. Does it give us something? Remember that the token has changed, therefore you still need to change, especially on the payload. So you need to delete. I just want to see if we will find the same output. We do. We see that we do find the same output if you change here. I think it was on, what was the initial one? I forgot the number that I changed. I forgot. Okay, it's fine. Let me just copy quickly. I forgot the number. Now I want to copy his. Let me just quickly come here and then paste the token. Oh, it was 6. Okay. On the victim, on the sub, on our payload, I want to change the victim to say, I had initially have created an account called, what was it? Gamo. Yes, I had this account before. So what I want to do again is to come here, delete the token. I want to know if I'm going to have access to this with the same. What I just did is using the same token, but changed the payload, the sub, enter. Yes. Oh my god, this, what did I say initially? If it returns users data, then it is broken authentication. It is broken authentication, because I'm not supposed to be getting this information. I'm not supposed to be getting it at all. I'm not supposed to be getting it, because now I have the phone number, I have now the first name, the do you understand? I'm not supposed to be getting this. And I had okay, on the same thing, let's just say you didn't know that I had, let's use the credential, like let's use the information that we already had, which are 2 accounts, that we registered together, that you are aware of, attacker and victim. So let me copy, come here. So this, because I know that you're going to be like, oh, it's not that exciting because you're using a vulnerable application. Yes, it is. But remember, we're testing out. You initially start somewhere while you develop somewhere. And it is supposed in a application or website that we normally use, generally, there is vulnerability on it, just the same way that this repo has vulnerability. It's not supposed to be giving me information that I'm not supposed to be authorized to another person's information that is insecure. It is supposed to be saying something about unauthorized to indicate that it is secure. But because now look, I'm just using I'm using different user on the sub. What I'm only changing currently, it is the sub. I had initially changed the expiry to say from changing the 206 to 205, and then it did give me information about the victim, so it was not such a big hype. But then on the sub, as soon as I started changing the sub to different names, I'm starting to get information that I'm not supposed to be getting, which is insecure. So let's just try one last try on here to say admin. Do you see every time here the token changes? Oh wow, this is insane. Let's do it again and just change here. Token is our identity. If an API doesn't check token, as I say, then it is a broken authentication. Therefore, OWASP's top 2 API security is being exposed, and we have exposed it. And here, I didn't create any admin, and now we're getting that admin, we're getting personal information, PII, which we're not supposed to be getting. I'm getting numbers that I'm not supposed to be getting, so on. So this is not good. So now I'm gonna create orders. So this is like, I'm gonna create, so let me just clear. I'm going to be creating, let's create an order to set up for our BOLA to just see what do we get, right? So I'm going to say curl -x post HTTP. Let me just check. Yes, I should have just initially, but it's fine. HTTP local host on port 8091 / orders, and then close, and then -h content. Our content type, I'm gonna set it to no, first I'm gonna say content. Yeah, let me just say content type. But I don't know if it's a huge major thing, but I don't know. I'm still learning, guys. Please do let me know if you know. I don't know, does it matter if you start with this authorization and then you say barrier? I'm gonna be using the victim's token, so let me just copy and then paste it. Hopefully I copied and pasted everything. I believe I did. Then we close it and then we say another header, content type, content, JSON, and then I'm just gonna close it and then our dash D. Now I can put. So let me just come here quickly. I want to check when like the endpoints, because of like they giving us this information, so I'm just gonna like use it to my advantage to ensure that everything goes well. Here it tells me I need to have a delivery address, phone number, items. Do you think I should just copy it? Let's do that for a successful one. Let me just see. Yes, here. It should not mess up my, sorry, I should not mess up my, oh, I said copy, selection, paste, and then I'm gonna close it. Let me see. Yay, it did work. It did. The output says delivery string, phone number, order number 5. So we know for this our victim that their order, their ID is 5, and then their user ID is 19, status, and then the price, and so on and so on. Okay, no problem. We need to also store this kind of information. So oopsie, just want to copy here, copy, and then it's called the endpoint of order. Then I'm gonna say V for victim, then I'm just gonna control V. There we go. For attacker, and then we did see that our ID is 5, and then user ID, and then let's also do the same for, let's create an order for the attacker. So let me just copy the token, copy. But now I'm going to be like just changing. Okay, here, let's just say success. How do you say pending? And I think it is success, but the thing is like okay, let me just keep it to pending here. Pending, how many items? I think the strings and then the thing is going to be told to me. Phone number of the victim, the attacker, sorry, it is 97. Okay, some information I'm gonna edit, and then the address, I forgot it. Oh man, we can keep it like that, it doesn't matter, but it is important that we do change our token. There, string, phone number, user ID, we see that. Okay, now I'm just gonna A for attacker, pending, and then the final price, nothing was said much. Let me see, do they have an update, order update? Yeah, it's a get order, orders. Okay, so what I want to do is like change to like use the same. Now we're checking for BOLA, and we know that BOLA, it kind of has like that thing of IDOR. I want to check the victims, oh, I forgot. Let's just copy. You shouldn't forget. That is not a good thing. A great attacker knows that this information is important. Copy. So this is not a forget, but we do make errors because we're human. But let's not live in that, right? So now inside the item, I'm just gonna say, like, I'm gonna say 1, and then user ID, I'm going to be using the victim's user ID is 19 and 5. So I'm going to say 19, and then that other ID, user ID, and then this ID 5. So let's enter. Okay, I'm going to update it again, come back, so that I can just, on the item, I just want to delete and keep it like that. Ha! We have exposed BOLA. I don't know if we say we have, but we do have a BOLA, because this information, we are not supposed to be getting it. So BOLA is confirmed. I just changed the ID, and then I changed the user ID using the victim's user ID and then their ID number. And I used the attacker's token. We are not supposed to be finding this. Like, this information is not supposed to be there. It's not supposed to work with our account. Do you even see that now the information has been updated to say phone number, which is the phone number of the attacker? If we come here, it is, yes, the phone number of the attacker, and then the user ID has changed. Now we are the ID now is 7, and then in user ID is still 20. Yes, it's still 20. And then the item, I saw that when I update the column of the item, it doesn't work. I don't know if I should remove those those two gates. I don't know what to say. And then the status, I don't know if I should say complete, but let's just test it out so that if you can see if it says complete. Give me a minute. I want to check something from my prior project. I had the price being updated. I just want to check what did I do. Okay, I'm back. On the thing, on the status, I can see delivered. I can change it to say delivered, and also the item, I can update it as well. But this is now, I'm not gonna update it because I want you to go check out my Medium, because I'm going to be writing in thorough, whereby it's a very good read. Please go check it out. I'm going to leave a link to it, and then you can go read it out. Okay, here it's still pending. Okay, another thing, like if you have noticed, you can also update your orders, and now I can put it to different numbers. Come here, it does take a while, but yeah, we want to access different orders. Now I'm gonna put it to endpoint. What was it? I'm using the attacker, but I want to get the victim. So let's start with 1. Yes, let's start with 1 to just see what information we're getting. Method not allowed. Good. Let's try different ones. Wait, I want to do it. I want to keep it back to the original, but then yes, I want to keep it to here, and then come and change it here on the URL, but then give it a different endpoint. 1. Good. No. And then what was the ID of the, I keep on asking, but I'm staring at it. Sorry for that. Method not allowed. Good. Okay, no, something is wrong. I want to keep it in the original state. Yes, here. Where I didn't update. Reason why I'm saying here, where I didn't update anything, but I want to update it to the URL. That's what I mean. Using the victim's token. So I'm going to change it to 5. Detail not allowed. Okay. But prior, we had already, when we changed the IDs here, we did see that we're getting information that we're not supposed to be getting. So BOLA was exposed somehow, even if like they try to like say now, oh, this is not allowed. Oh, we can even change the token actually. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, the reason is I'm going fast. Okay, come here. I want to change the token. It does take time. I do apologize for that. Okay, there. I'm going to use the victim's token. And then I want to use, okay, let's just enter. Okay, method not allowed. Good. No, why does it keep doing that? Okay, now come back here, and then we need to use the ID of the attacker. Not allowed. So what I'm seeing, like when I go and edit here, it's not allowing me, but if I do come and edit here, it is allowing me, of which is crazy. So let's just come here and let's use this information. Okay, it's not allowing me, so and then I think also I need to change that phone number. I don't know if that's the one that is like causing some errors. I don't know. Orders. I'm gonna keep it as string, and then the delivery as well, I'm gonna keep it as string. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. No problem. Remember, we've been editing from here. So let's say user ID 1. Oh wow, now it's starting to not want to work, which is good. But before already we had already discovered BOLA, so for me that's a win. For me that's a win. It remains a win. I know that now it's saying otherwise, but essentially before we did expose it. 19. Okay, this is good. Now it doesn't want. Reason why I had to test out this vulnerability, the API should check that. Here we're seeing that it says detail the method not allowed, so this order belongs to the logged in user or so on. But essentially it didn't it did allow us some way. Yeah, I can go up. Let me just use the upper arrow. Hopefully it would take me to where we had showed a broken authorization. It was exposed, even though now here is broken authorization. Here I did use different this was information from the victim while I'm using the token of another, and same thing here. I hope I'm correct. Please do correct me if you think that what I'm saying is wrong. I believe that we did expose broken authorization. I mean broken authentication and authorization. We did expose it. So now enumerate all orders. We're going to be enumerating all the orders. We're going to do a powerful attack. So I don't know this. Okay, I'm sorry, I need to learn to stop saying I don't know. That's not a good motto. For I in offline, as I say that I'm going to be enumerating a powerful attack, I went and created this command which automatically tests multiple ID. I haven't entered it to see if it works, and then the first thing is like to start the loop to say for I in 1 up to 10, meaning where it's going to start. That I will take values such as like our 1, 2 up to 10, as I already said, and then it's going to print the current ID with checking order. Reason why I'm using 5 is because when we initially done it, we saw that the ID was 5 and then the user was 19. So I'm just going to start there, and then to see if the request is being tested. So, and then now after that I send the request, which is our attack, the request to here where we saying curl and then the URL, and yeah, it's gonna like, I don't know, let me just enter to see checking order, but then it doesn't have the number that I need. Yeah, and then I did add the authentication. The authentication that I used was the victim because I was starting with that one. So I wanted to see if it says am I logged in as an attacker. Like I wanted to check, like, will it talk about like am I logged in as like the victim here or the attacker, whatever. And then the format I wanted to be in a JSON readable, and then the loop end with the done. So currently there's nothing. It's just checking order, but it doesn't give me numbers. So I don't know if my range is for my loop, if it's small, do you think I should, let's just stretch it a bit to 30. Okay, but I'm not finding anything. Should I start by 1? I don't know. Oh, I can, maybe I'm doing it. I should say the dollar sign isn't like, yeah, let me just change here. I don't know if I should put an I. Okay, as I said prior, I should stop the I don't mindset. Is not a good one. It does work. It does. You see, we should remove the I don't mindset to good mindset. Oh my god, it did. I don't know if it did, but it feels as though it did. Checking order 1, checking order 2, checking order. So now I'm curious to know how do I see that the order was a success. That's what I'm trying to figure out, and you're gonna figure out with me. You're gonna figure out with me. Okay, I was behind just doing some editing because I wanted to check the BOLA, the part that we had initially skipped, and we just said, you know what, we're not gonna check like in terms of ID and anything. I saw that the thing is that the token changes all the time. We initially had this token, but now I was using this, so the token does change, which is really good. I don't know after how long, but it does change. So I just went behind and I was like rechecking again, like when I was offline, so I was just rechecking and everything. So now, since then, we were able to edit and get this information to be outputted for the attacker and for the victim. Now I can change here the URL to say this is for the attacker. I don't want the attacker, I want the victim's ID. Now I can copy for the order. Let me just come here. You see that I initially had it, but it does change, so I think we need to be very fast here. I even had to like change the address to say victim address and so on. So this one is the attacker's token and everything, and I want to change something from here. I want to change it to the ID of the victim. This method is not allowed. I don't know if I'm doing it correctly. Okay, no problem. Let's check if we can update it from here. Will it still work? ID from here to say ID. Oh, there I said is. Let me just check. And then the user. Still says method not allowed. So I think somehow it is secure. Please, if you do this project, please do let me know how do you get it right. Because yeah, I just wanted to go and redo this part so that I can just understand if perhaps there's something that I'm doing that is not supposed to be done like that. Okay, since I'm using the attackers, like I just want to check if I use the ID from here to say ID 5, what happens? Still not allowed. Okay, no problem. And then I did this enumeration where I enumerated all my orders, but then I don't think it's gonna really work because of that. I created a loop, then after I created a loop, and then I say that on every loop I wanted to check to give me like that check order, and then on this attacking this endpoint, and then on using the victim's the attacker's token here. Let me just quickly copy this token. No, that's not the latest one. Let's use this one. Oh, this part is like edit. And then enter. It doesn't give me much. Okay, perhaps I should have the $sign into I because I did set it to that. So okay, remove the $sign. Okay, put it to I. don't know if it's gonna work, but we can just check. Okay, it has created different orders. This is like multiple orders. Let me just do it from here. Let me just edit it from here. Orders, and then I can see 5 and then enter. What happens? Nothing. Let me just quickly scroll up. Maybe something changed. Okay. Honestly, nothing is like showing, so I don't know. The thing is like nothing shows from here, so one really, I don't know if it worked or not. So do let me know what you think, if this did work, if this technique was a success or was it not a success. Where do we need to look at, or what? Okay, like now, because this will let us know if we have stolen multiple users' credential, and it's supposed to now, if we then get like extra information, we'll then maybe see their numbers and tracking, if they do have like a tracking order, if like some of them they were delivered or not, because some of them they said to be pending. Okay, now I want to just check something where, I don't know. Okay, sorry for the I don't knows. I'm trying not to do that. That's not a good habit. Local host. I'm gonna, if you have used this platform, please do let me know how it went and your experience so far, because of the repo. For me, it doesn't give much information, which can be quite not really good, especially for beginner like myself who's still learning, to know what happens and what doesn't happen. Okay, here says something about, I think here it tells us about, okay, let me try to, could not validate credential. Okay, this kind of looks good. Remember I say that the token changes, so let's regenerate another token. The token does change. I saw that while I was busy. Oh yes, it does work. It did work, thank goodness. But then the other part didn't work, but then this part did. A bulk data leakage, but we are using the victim's credential though. We are, so I don't know if that's like a good sign or not. So let me just quickly like try to use this one so I can see how much data can be leaked. Oh, the, what do you call it, the pipe dot JQ is like, I want it to be in a JSON format because it's easier to read actually if you put it like that. This one, yeah, yes, look, is data leakage. I believe this is a mess, like mass data exposure, like the BOLA has been exposed. Yeah, profile. Yeah, and based on this endpoint, based on the repo how it set out, I don't know if it's good for beginners. I don't know. For me, I don't know if I'm getting things, I'm doing things correctly or not. Okay, now last but not least, I'm gonna try to now do a privilege acceleration whereby we try to become admin. We saw that here. The endpoint of it is somewhere here, of becoming admin. The platform, the API security champion, where you learn about, I did learn about the BOLA and then broken authentication, was really good. But then now when it comes to this repo, like during the project on this repo, for me, I don't know, like it's not really that outstanding because of how the uncertainty for me. Okay, here doesn't say much. I don't know if it's still maintained or updated, I don't know. But for ethical hacker, for some of the information, I don't know. Hence I'm saying, like, please, to whomever who has done it, do let me know. Admin, no, we should come to actually the endpoint of users so that we can just see. Please do let me know what you think, like some of the things, like I'm trying to do them and just seeing, like we're experiencing, both of us for the first time, first-hand experience. Where's the user's endpoint? So that we can just do a privilege acceleration, order authentication, profile, get token, update profile. Yes, the put method, put request, put. For us to get a success, we need to do it from here. User, phone number, first name, last name. Okay, did you see? And then I can also put the row as in like admin to just see if it works. Okay, So let's say curl and then dash. Sorry, I put in capital letters in HTTP. Post in 1890, and then users. Okay, here it is up there. Doesn't give much, but okay. I'm gonna say users, and then update underscore row. I don't know if I should say use this part that they have given when you click on that. So let's first check, and then I'm gonna say dash h. Our content, I'm gonna start with the authorization. Authorization. I'm gonna be doing it also on Try Hack Me, so do join so that we can test out everything that we did. Copy selection, then paste it here. Control V. Did I copy the thing? Yes, I did. Dash H. Content. Okay. JSON. And then I'm gonna say that our dash D single and then double, where I'm gonna say username. We use this token, right? Username is gonna remain as attacker, and then the role want it to be admin. So hopefully that works. I see something about the type like that should be very dictionary or username attacker role. It says it does give us an error. So how do we do it? Update profile. Okay, so let's just use what they're giving. Oh, here at the bottom. Here. Copy. It needs to be, okay, I already copied it. Control V and then close it, and then come here. I don't know if I think I'm going to keep it last name string, but then I want to update the row, so I don't know. This is the thing that I'm saying. Attack caps. Let's just say that still something is wrong. Okay. Okay, now I continue. Here, I think it says, now I edited some stuff. It says that internal server error. Okay, and then I also want to check something from here using this endpoint which says profile. Let's just say that instead of users, let's use the profile. Not found. Okay, now it kind of username attacker, first name, but now I want to know what kind of, like, okay, let me just copy. I think I already have it. Attacker, so it's not doing much. Yeah, it's not giving much the rule, because I wanna know what kind of rule do I have now. Did I have the capacity to do the privilege acceleration? Did we try it? Like, I'm trying to become admin here, so it's not doing what I wanted to do, so I don't know. Okay, let's test it out using this endpoint. That's the only way we can find out if we are indeed success. Yeah, let's here's the endpoint, admin stats disk. Okay, the only way that we can discover indeed is by us curl. Okay, I'm just gonna put it like that, but then change the endpoint. Hopefully it did work. To admin stats disk. Yeah, could not validate credential. Is it our thingy? Do we have a wrong? Do we have a wrong credential? But let's just copy it and see. Oh, no, not here. And also pull out the notes that we have here. Okay, still says the same thing. Okay, let's try to update. See what I was saying of how you constantly have to change. I don't know if like the victim already exists. Okay, now let me just get the token. I think at some point I need to go and touch some grass more, so I wrote it down and then I wrote it over again. Now we have the token. I just need the token. I think the token is changing isn't constantly, so I'm just gonna copy this and copy, and I'm gonna try to change the role. Like, the purpose of this is for me to change the role. I want to see if it does work. If it doesn't, at least we did expose what I wanted, the initial goal. Like, now I'm trying to go extra, to do extra. So the initial goal was to just check for broken authentication and broken authorization, if I could exploit it, which I was able to do so. What did I do? Okay, which I was able to do, as I was saying. I think more I'll be able to do it with time, playing around. But this playing around is also educational. And okay, now let's look at the endpoint of admin. Yes, here. And then we just need to change the token. If we do become admin, like, I want to check for privilege acceleration. Do we get that opportunity to become not authenticated? So it kind of does respond, but it just says not authenticated. At this point, I don't know. Okay, the I don't know is becoming a thing that I don't want with this project. But it's saying that not details not authenticated. Do you think we should try again? Like, so it is not, like, then privilege acceleration is not like done here. So how do we then change the thing that I want to know is that how do we change the user to becoming an admin, or how do we create an admin profile? Because on what is given here on this repo, it's not given that much. I tried to update user, but it's not working as I intend for it. And I think those are the commands that you do if you want to do something. If you're somebody who's like really good in update profile, yes, I'm trying to update profile, but it's not allowing me to do so. I did try the schema, but it's still not giving me what I execute. Let's see. Did we do it from here? Okay, here, okay, there's something changed. Copy. Okay, this is exciting. I was almost giving up. Like, copy. pause. Paste. Let's see. Detail cannot validate credential. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you need? What do you mean? I don't know. Okay, what do you mean? Are we logged in? Okay, let's first try to log in so that we can see. Come here. I think we are. Yes, we are logged in. We are logged in. So we didn't log out. So it needs to work. Oh my goodness gracious. You API, we need to find you. I need to admin without permission. Yes. Where is it again? Here. The parameter profile update. Okay, let's just try to edit this information over here. String attacker. What was our last name? Was hacker, I believe so. Here, attacker. Password was password. First name 8080. Okay, no problem. 80 and then the phone number was 987. Yes. Execute. Copy. Paste. Could not validate, so we could not. Okay, for now we're not. Okay, we're not. Yeah, for now I'm gonna leave it up to here. I wanted us, if it did work, I wanted us to also check broken authentication. We also reset our password, but for now, because of it's not working, I don't want to bombard myself with trying out different things. For now, let's see, and I'm hoping that somebody who have done the repo, please do let me know how did you do it, how did you like update, or even to somebody who didn't, like for some people they quickly know how to do these things. I'm starting my series of API where we are learning API in depth and exploiting different vulnerability, different endpoints, and also vulnerability in APIs. This was me trying to exploit the broken authentication, which I did successfully do that, and then BOLA, but then I wanted to like test out with different endpoints. Some of them did work, some of them didn't work. So yeah, I tested out a vulnerable API using Kali Linux and curl, and I did discover, as I say that, I did discover the broken object level authorization by changing the order ID. Essentially I did, and accessing other users' data. I did see it when we were using the JW2.io, and then I also exploited broken authentication through with password reset. The reset though, I didn't get it, but when I did essentially try it out when I was starting out, I was able to do it, but on this demo, not really. And also we did try the privilege acceleration. It is kind of, I don't know if it's working or working, but it's not giving us clear answers. So I really hope whomever got it right, please do reach out and let me know. From now, I'm gonna leave it here, and we're gonna explore more. We're gonna now take it to the AppSec University because they have like the vulnerable bank, and we're also gonna be using Bolt, which I'm excited to use because it does help with exploiting different APIs. So yeah, stay tuned. Bye for now.